Welcome back to another edition of From the Heart. Today, we continue our study of the Gospel of Luke. The message comes from the book of Luke 1 verses 21 to 25. The setting of most of the events Luke wrote about took place in Galilee and Judea. As I've said before, I love the Gospel of Luke because it's a beautiful account that paints vivid pictures of Jesus' life and ministry. Luke, being a physician, brings a unique perspective to his writing. His attention to detail and compassion shine through as he carefully documents the miracles, parables, and very human moments, laughter, tears, and transformative encounters. That said, let's continue our discussion of the Gospel of Luke. Luke 1 verses 21 to 25 states, "Meanwhile, the people were waiting for Zechariah and wondering why he stayed so long in the temple. When he came out, he could not speak to them. They realized he had seen a vision in the temple, for he kept making signs to them, but remained unable to speak. When his time of service was completed, he returned home. After this, his wife Elizabeth became pregnant and for 5 months remained in seclusion. 'The Lord has done this for me,' she said. 'In these days he has shown his favor and taken away my disgrace among the people.'" End quote. Let's talk about Zechariah's temple experience. We know that Zechariah, a priest, served in the temple when something extraordinary happened. He encountered an angel, an awe-inspiring vision that left him speechless. Meanwhile, the people outside the temple wondered why he took so long. Let's try to imagine the impact of that moment. Zechariah in the sacred space, the divine encounter he experiences, and his inability to communicate it in words. Next, we have Elizabeth's miraculous pregnancy connected to Zechariah's temple experience. We know that Zechariah's wife, Elizabeth, had been barren for years. But after Zechariah's temple experience, she miraculously conceived a child. We see that Elizabeth is filled with joy and gratitude. She recognized God's favor and the removal of her societal shame because, in those days, infertility was often seen as a personal failing. Let's examine some takeaways from this passage. First, Zechariah's temporary muteness symbolizes a season of waiting and reflection. Proof that, sometimes, silence allows us to hear God more clearly. Second, God's timing is often different from ours. Case in point, Elizabeth's pregnancy came at an unexpected time when she might have thought her chance at motherhood had passed. Third, divine intervention is real. Both Zechariah's vision and Elizabeth's pregnancy were examples of divine interventions because God's hand was unmistakably at work in their lives. In our lives, we all experience seasons of waiting, uncertainty, and unexpected blessings. Zechariah and Elizabeth's story reminds us that God's plans unfold in ways we can't always predict. Like Zechariah, have you ever felt at a loss for words in the face of God's excellent work? Perhaps you've encountered moments that left you in awe or disbelief. And like Elizabeth, have you ever received unexpected blessings that turned your life around? Moments when God's favor erased shame or disappointment. I certainly have. May you, too, find solace in silence, hope in waiting, and joy in unexpected blessings. Dear listeners, as we navigate this earthly journey, remember we're all fellow travelers, sometimes stumbling, sometimes soaring, but always learning and growing together. Remember that faith is not about having all the answers. It's about trusting in God's purpose for your life, trusting the unseen, and finding meaning in your journey. This trust can bring peace and reassurance amid life's uncertainties. Thank you for joining me on this enlightening excursion through parts of the Bible. I await your unique perspective on the book of Luke, chapter 1, verses 21 through 25. Your comments on the passages are a valuable addition to our discussion. So let's engage in a meaningful conversation so that we might learn and grow together. I encourage you to share your reflections on the book of Luke, as it will foster a sense of community and promote engagement. Your active participation is what will make our community vibrant. As you go about your day, please find strength in the words shared. Go in peace, and may the armor of God always be with you. This message is from the heart. Also, I invite you to consider liking and subscribing to this channel. Doing so will help grow our community and foster a space for meaningful discussions and interpretations of the Word of God. I encourage you to invite others interested in deepening their faith and engaging in meaningful conversation. Until next time, Bye for now.